Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks and another episode of Building Gotham City in Lego. And here we are back in the docks. Last week we made a start on the building at the top. We did this little building here. We put the crane in, put the steps in. And we felt like we were hitting our head against a brick wall. So we turned our attention to the fire station. And with the fire station, we did a lot on the ground floor, but we need to order in a lot of bricks. Some are on order, some we still have to order. So rather than put in the incorrect bricks just to be able to go higher and then swap them all over at the end, I think I'm going to make sure that I've got a good idea of exactly how I'm going to have every part of that, ordering what I need and then do it all in one go rather than have to keep correcting things afterwards. So we're turning our attention back to the docks here, and I'm considering making quite a big change to the docks. The little channel of water here where a boat would park, I want to make that a little bit wider. I also want to make this section here wider so it can actually have a crane on it, and I want a second one of these. So what I'm considering doing is moving the warehouse back to a base plate behind here. So these two entrances here could almost be in line with one of these sort of like channels of water. What I would then do is on this section here, we would have loads of containers, crates and all sorts of things like that with some dodgy dealings going on. We might put the green building that we made in there as well. We might have another building there, but behind it, so like parallel with this, we would have the Ace chemical plant. So that's what I'm just considering doing. So I'm just going to show you a quick drawing that I've knocked up just to give you a more visual idea of what we're going to be doing. And here is a sketch of roughly what I'm hoping it's going to look like. So we're going to have the hangar at the back, the two channels of water going in there so we can park two boats if we'd want to. And then here would be a section which would have all of the containers, etc. on there. And then Ace Chemicals would be at the back. This is an overhead view of what it would look like. So like delivery lorries would come in here, and you could also sort of like put a service ramp going into the side of Ace Chemicals there, which would all have a road leading out of this whole sort of like section of Gotham City. So that's what we're considering doing. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a play on a separate base plate, just map it out, see how it looks. And then if it's looks good and we're happy with it, what we'll convert what we've done here onto to make it look like the picture we've just drawn there. And here is the revised docks, and as you can see we haven't put the water in just yet. We've got a section which is lower there, and that's where we're going to put the Ace Chemicals. We're going to place our warehouse on here, then we're going to have one crane here and another crane here, and then along this section here, that's where all of the pallets and crates and the containers are all going to be. And then we put the little wooden pier that we made, and that'll be coming out of that section there. And then we will continue down that way a little bit, but we'll end the docks somewhere along there somehow. We don't want to go the whole length of the mock. But anyway, let's put the buildings back on there. We'll just rest them on. We won't actually place them in, and just see what it looks like. And we'll check back in once we've done so. And just quickly showing you what it's looking like so far. So here are all of the plates connected, and we've rested these buildings on the top of here just for the time being. That one we are going to make a little bit smaller, I think. So I've got a little bit more room on the docks there. But happy how it's coming on, and obviously Ace Chemicals will be going over the back. Anyway, let's get back to plating this all off with the black plate and the trans blue tiles on top of it. And then once we've done so, we'll then make a start on working out what we're going to be doing with these buildings here and also Ace Chemicals. Here we have the outline for what's going to be Ace Chemicals, and as you can see we've made a start on the first vat there. Now this building is going to be 32 starting width, and I think it's 26 going backwards. This is the first design that we've come up with for the vats, which is going to hold the chemicals, and each row is using 4 of these curved bricks. Now I've got enough here to probably do 3.5 vats at that height, which is okay. We're going to put tiles all the way around the top of it, and then we can put some green plates or tiles inside there to look like the chemicals that are there. And we're going to have a platform coming across here, which is what Jack Napier would fall off of into the chemicals and turn into the Joker. The other option we have is this here, which is using these pieces. And again, We've got a handful of them. We would need to order some more in, which isn't a problem. I'd prefer the height of this, I think, a little bit, but it may be a little bit too high. Obviously, if a minifigure was to fall in there, he would sort of like only be waist high, whereas at least he'll be fully submerged in there. However, again, like I said, I'm not sure if it's too high. Now, the third option is this one here. Now, this is all brick built. So inside, behind these curved bricks, which are these ones here, are snot bricks. And the good thing is we can add as many of these as we like. We can add as many of those. The plate there is so that I can attach these bricks onto the top of here. Obviously this, if I peel it off just to show you, if we have that just there, there's nothing for the bricks to attach to. So we need to put the bricks on a plate in order for that all to work. So that is the third option. And I am thinking this is possibly the better version of it. I do like the way that we've got a couple more details along here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build 4 of these up. I'm going to put them inside the chemical plant. Once I've done so, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll decide whether that's the right way forward. And here we have the 4 vats all in place. So we could put a couple of splashes of the dark blue grey around the edges of the 4 vats. The tiles down the bottom, the brick colours at the bottom there, you won't be able to see those once we've finished. There'll be tiles around the bottom. So these will actually be sitting on tiles. So that's all going to look good. And I think about putting the grill effect across the floor of this so it looks more like an industrial area. Need to put some tiles around the top and then obviously put the green inside each of the vats. And what I need to do is build the walls up around these 3 sides here and put some stairs in going up, and then put a platform all the way around, and then one going across the top here. And the one that's going across is the one that Napier would fall over into one of the vats. The front section here is going to be a pull away section, so we can just pull it off to have a look inside, the same as with the GCPD. Anyway, let's get building those walls up and then we'll show you what it looks like. We started building the walls up, and as you can see, we put the slopes and inverted slopes in a couple of places, and that's purely just to put a couple of details into the wall. I am waiting for some masonry bricks to arrive in the dark blue grey, and I'm just wondering whether to put a few of those in as well, which we could quite easily do. We can change them out at a later stage. And again, the colour along here, at the moment we've got the dark green in there. And again, it's one of these things, I just want to make sure I get the right colours on every aspect of this. The one thing I am a little bit concerned about is the fact that the road is going to be the same colour as the walls here. So I don't want it to be too grey there. And I don't want to use the light blue grey because obviously that's the colour of the buildings in the port. So just need to make sure that I get the colours spot on here. So I'm going to have a little bit of a think about it. But we're going to carry on working up anyway with all of the design, because if we do decide to change the colour of the walls, it's such an easy job to just sort of rip the bricks off, put the new bricks in, and then put everything back in place. So that's not a problem, but at least we can get the design of the Ace Chemicals all sorted out. As you can see, we've got the stairs, or the first part of the stairs going in. We're going to put another one of those flight of stairs in, so like up here, so it'll be going over this doorway here. We've removed a couple of the curved bricks, or curved slopes, sorry, on the bottom of each of the vats, and we're going to have some pipes coming out of that as well. And we need to also make sure we put an exit somewhere in the building for the pipes, so the pipes can lead all the way to the water. Anyway, let's get back to building. We've attached some pipes to the bottom of each of the units there, and we just need to put a little bit of a curved tile, a curved slope on the 2 studs on each of those, just to cover that up. But yeah, please have the details coming, and then we will eventually have the pipe coming out of the side of the building here. Again, very low on these parts here, so again, we just need to make a note of all the little bits that we do need to order in or find out of our collection. But anyway, let's get back to building those walls up. Here we are with another update of the Ace Chemical plant, and as you can see, we've put the steps in. They're going all the way up here now. All of this is probably going to be changing colour wise. I'm just prototyping the whole building at the moment, really. Originally I was going to go for the dark blue grey, however the more I look at it, the more I'm convinced it's not the right colour for this main section here. I will be doing this colour in masonry bricks going up here, but I need to work out what colour to do the remainder of it. So whether I go for the sand blue possibly, or the sand green, I'm not sure. The ace that I'm going to write at the top is going to be in the green, so I want to make sure it matches that, but I'm going to have a good think about the colours on here, and then I can go from there. But I just wanted to get an idea of size, layout and things like that, just so I can sort out the bricks and source those, so I know that I've got the right ones to do the job. But pleased with how it's coming on. I like the way the vats look, the details on the back, like with the crosses on there. I want to do a lot more of that sort of thing along here, whether there's vents coming out of the wall or pipes going along, all things like that. And they're bits and pieces where I need to dig the parts out, the same as what I've got down there. But yeah, happy with the progress that we've made on there. So let's put this over onto the docks and see how it's looking. And here we have the chemical plant in place at the moment anyway. Really pleased with how it's coming on. However, I do feel like it could potentially do with having a little bit more room outside, so I can put some more of the vats and things like that and have some more structures out there. And the other thing as well is when this is in the city, it will actually be over that side and it'll be 180 degrees, so it'll be pointing the opposite direction, so it'll be up against the wall. And rather than have the warehouse against the wall, I think it might be better to have the Ace chemical plant. So I'm just considering swapping them over and also getting rid of the 3 32 by 32 base plates at the front here and using 48 by 48s after all, just to give me those extra studs on there, because I think it might give me the space that I need to make the chemical plant exactly how I want it to look. So I'm just going to have a think about that, and then once we've decided, we'll go from there. And as you can see here, we've been able to peel off the whole pier bit from the mat here, from the base plate, so we can now transfer it over onto the new one and then just amend it accordingly. So like at the moment we've got a brick wall on here, that won't be necessary, so we can just change little bits, but it means that the majority of the work is already done on here and we don't need to redo it. So it's not a massive deal doing this little swap over like we're doing, so let's get to it. And here we have our revised layout of the docks. As you can see, we've made all 4 base plates and put them the other way around now. So the docks on the right and Ace Chemicals is over there on the left. And this is where it's actually going to be in the city, up against the wall. So you get a better idea of what it's going to look like. Just need to amend that building, make it a little bit smaller and decide on what colour we are going to be making Ace Chemicals. Need to order in a load of those stair pieces. I keep using the same ones. The good thing is they just clip onto plates, so I can add them at a later stage. I know I've got a few lying around, but I just need to find them. With the docks main building here, I need to write Falcone Shipping on there, or Gotham Docks, whatever I decide on, and decide what I'm going to be doing about this building on here. So all of these things we do need to work out on here. We've got a much larger area at the back here now for the loading bay, for the trucks to reverse to the warehouses. You still need to build the doors and put them on, but all these finer details will be further down the line. Where that building comes to is where the base plate obviously ends, and we're going to put a load more details there, like a couple more vats, a lot of pipe work on the building and things like that, and that building will be twice as tall as it is at the moment. We do need somewhere where a truck can reverse up to Ace Chemicals and be loaded with chemicals. And what I'm thinking is on the next sort of like base plates, when they're going to be over here, this is going to be a raised platform, which is going to have some tower blocks on and things like that. So I might have it that it's a parking section under there, or it goes under. I think that'll look quite good. So we can do a few more details for Ace Chemicals under that section. But really happy with how this is all coming on. When I sort of look back, I do in some ways feel like I haven't made a great deal of progress, and then, but when I sort of consider the layouts all changed, it does feel like I'm making a step forward very slowly. Just need to make sure I get the foundations right now, so I don't sort of like regret it later on. And I think that's the important part of this week's update, is just getting it all right. Now we're happy that we've done so, we can really plough on and get a lot more of this sorted out and done. Our biggest hold up is going to be like sorting the bricks out, finding the bricks we need, choosing the colours and things like that. But yeah, here it is. The docks are finally starting to take shape. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be kept up to date with any future content on the channel. And please share it with your family and friends. Anyway, thanks for walking on by. See you next time. Bye for now.